Hi, so long time no see. I have been quite busy the last couple of weeks. I had exams, and you know how those are like. And then I fell sick, which, nobody really likes, and you can probably hear that still. It's still plaguing me, like the ghosties and ghoulies of the Halloween season. So I haven't posted much, but I decided what's a better way of getting back into the swing of things than starting off with a book tag. And a book tag that I should have known existed because why wouldn't it? And that is the Cozy Autumn book tag. Maybe it's the Fall into Fall book tag. Not actually sure what the difference between them is. I'm certain it's the questions, but so yeah, I have been kind of stuck in life. Oh my god. I'm not much of a Halloween fan. Correction. I don't have the chance to celebrate Halloween often, so I can't really go for a Halloweeny tag, nor do I read enough horror to warrant those kinds of tags. So I'm just gonna go back to the basics, even though it's late in the season, but you know, November's still here. We have to consider that fact. So without further ado, here is my Cozy Autumn tag. Question 1. What book always reminds you of autumn? I think for me, this has to be The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater. I'm actually going to be doing something with this book in the next week or two, because it's literally set in the month of November and it's very autumnal in its feel. It is about a fictional island located around Ireland and Scotland about killer water horses, for the lack of a better description. But Maggie does a beautiful job of conveying all of that mysticism together with the autumn season, and for me, that will be the book that always reminds me of autumn as a season. Question 2. What is your favorite autumnal book cover? I actually don't have a favorite autumnal book cover. First of all, I don't buy hardback books that have very, pristine and glamorous book covers. Paperbacks often have movie book covers, and in some instances they're not as thought out. I guess it might be one of the Anne of Green Gables series books. I think it's Anne of Windy Poplars. That really reminds me also of autumn, but the book cover itself is quite beige and autumnal. I think I have it here actually. I actually have the edition that I'm talking about. It's this book cover. It has the very early September school vibes and the color scheme is very autumnal. So I would say that this is my favorite autumnal book cover. It smells really old and delicious though. Oh, this brings me back. What is your favorite autumnal drink? Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really know what the autumnal drinks are. I know that there's American apple cider, which I've attempted to make before, and it hasn't gone that well. I know that there's pumpkin spice latte, but that's more sugar than anything. And then I guess anything pumpkin spice included would be considered an autumnal drink, or, a flavored, like cinnamon flavored tea, which I guess in this case would be my answer. I really enjoy cinnamon flavored tea, black tea, and I really go hard on it during September, October, November, December, January, as far as I can stretch it out. So that would be my favorite autumnal drink. Question 4. Do you prefer to read late at night or early in the morning? Both. Both is good. I like waking up in the morning, and one of the first things I try to do is read for a little while, 15 minutes or a chapter, depending which is longer. And in the evenings before bed, I also like to read to wind down and to also get through the book that I'm currently reading. I think it's important to make time for yourself to read. One of the things that people say, I don't have time to read, I think it's just because you don't consciously make time to read, but if you incorporate it into a routine, then you can get through quite a lot, so both. Question 5. Halloween is coming. What is your favorite spooky book? My favorite spooky book is a book I haven't finished yet. It is the Necronomicon, if I'm not mistaken, by Lovecraft. So it's a collection of Lovecraftian tales, and I've gotten through probably 1/10 of it, if maybe slightly more. I borrowed a copy off an old friend back in the day, and then I just never got the chance to finish it. From what I remember, it is the perfect amount of spooky that I vibe with. It's that kind of magical realism slash fantasy that really preys on the corners of your mind but doesn't really shock you, so you can enjoy the writing without having to think about, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to sleep the next 2 nights because of what I just read. However, I have been thinking that I should expand my horizons and dip my toes into horror, so I'm looking for a good horror recommendation. So if you have one, I would love to hear it. Question 6. What is your ultimate comfort read? This would have to be split between Anna and the French Kiss and any Terry Pratchett book. With the former, Anna and the French Kiss, I enjoy the pacing and I guess the simplicity of the book. There's something about it that I fundamentally enjoy, and it scratches that bit of my brain that goes, I'm so happy, I want to reread this book. I like picking it up whenever I need a break or whenever I just want to feel calm and happy. That is the go-to book. I am even thinking of getting the collector's hardback edition of it. I like it so much. With the latter, the Terry Pratchett books, they're a different kind of comfort. I leave them on my shelf for the times that I know that I'm going to be very stressed or very upset or sad, or just when times that I'm going to need comfort. I know that those are the books that I can turn to because it's impossible to feel super low when you're reading them. That's what I found for myself. Question 7. What is your favorite autumnal reading snack? Favorite autumnal reading snack? I don't really have one. I don't really snack while reading, per se. And I don't really have an autumnal snack either, just because in the Netherlands autumn is very muted. Anything speculoos flavored, could that count? So since moving back to the Netherlands, I've become obsessed with speculoos, and I think it's just one of the greatest things ever. It is essentially a ginger biscuit, something akin to gingerbread, lighter, I would say. The actual texture is lighter, and I love it. I could inhale the stuff if you gave it to me. It's one of those things that it's like, it's so good. So I guess that would be my favorite autumnal thing, but in no way is it a snack. I should make more autumnal snacks, I think. Question 8. What is your favorite autumnal candle? I'm really bad at this because I have not been burning candles by far as often as I would like, namely because I need to go get matches. Because I hate lighting candles with a lighter. But when it comes to autumnal candles, I guess any good Yankee candle is the way to go. I would like to diversify and look around. I know that a lot of companies and small creators make candles, and I think there's plenty of really nice scents out there. But I guess a favorite candle would be the one that when I smell it reminds me of wood and crisp air. If you know any candle that smells really autumny, then recommend me your favorite candle because I would appreciate it. Question 9. When you're not reading, what is your favorite autumnal activity? So bearing in mind that it is the pandemic outside and nobody's going anywhere, usually my favorite autumnal activity is just going for a walk. Just going for a walk when it's nice and chilly and overcast and breathing in the air, and it really brings me back to a lot of places that I've lived in and visited, so I always like that walk down memory lane. I also think that there are activities that I inherently would like if I had the chance to do them again or for the first time, and that would be apple picking, wandering around an apple orchard, or I really, really want to go to a Halloween event at a farm again, which I used to do when I was very young and lived in Canada. That was really good. I'm going to go with a very basic answer and say I really like going for walks. Walks when it's overcast and chilly and cozy. And last question, what is your autumn reading list? I think I've already been quite vocal that I don't have any short-term TBRs unless they're library books because you're just constrained by time. And that is because I think TBRs really limit what you feel like reading, and I really go and read by my mood. But I have actually started a book club, the Ink Catchers, on my Discord, and for the month of November we're going to be reading A Darker Shade of Magic. I got it in a book date book that I bought to open at the beginning of October. So if you're interested in coming and joining us, then you're welcome. The link is in the description as always. But yes, I guess that is the end of my book tag. Hope you enjoyed it. So how have you been guys doing this autumn? What have you been reading and doing and keeping your time? Have you been making any autumnal treats? And if you have, please tell me, because as I said, I would really like to diversify, just create more things, be more adventurous. Besides my exams and my being ill, I've been planning, I've been making adventures in my head and thinking of all the different things that I would like to do. I've also been planning a lot what I want to just put out on this channel, and as I said, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully there will be a lot of autumnal content, just because I like creating stories as well. So, oh, also, getting ready for NaNoWriMo. So if you feel like you wanna have a writing buddy, then you can come and join me and Katie Books. I believe he's also going to go on this wild ride together. Going to do NaNoWriMo I personally am going to also kind of incorporate it into the writing club that is every Friday and Sunday at 8 p.m. GMT. I'll put the different time zones in the description so you can come along and join. It's really, really fun. So far, we've been doing it for a couple of weeks. It's been really cool. So if you want any company, come hang out. I will be there. You can be there, even if you don't want to write. I could just hang out. But that's it from me. I have to go to the library to return my stack of books, which is unfortunate considering I wanted to do a couple of reviews and hold up the book, but now I guess we're gonna settle for the picture-in-picture editing me and maybe borrow some more because you can't borrow enough books. Hope you're having a good start to the week, and I will definitely be seeing you soon. Bye-bye.